So here you see an illustration of what the habaki actually is. It's a copper sleeve that fits snugly over the ricasso of the blade, and its main function is to hold the blade securely in place through friction inside the scabbard so that it won't fall out. And the piece of copper that you saw me marking out here is a 3mm sheet of copper, which is really completely wrong. It's far too big. I should have used 2mm copper plate, but I didn't have any. So as you will see later, there will be a degree of sanding and reducing the thickness of it, but that's all I had at hand, so here we go. And here I'm calculating the length of copper that I will need to wrap itself around the blade, doing some very back of an envelope calculations. Right, so in order to bend the habaki around the blade, I'm going to have to anneal the copper quite often, and I don't intend to show every time I do it because it'll be really boring. So I'm going to do it once, and then just trust me that it's done again and again to re-soften the copper. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to switch off this main light so that I can see the color better, and then we'll go through the process. So what I find quite interesting is that it's the opposite of the process you'd go through with steel. With steel, you get it red hot and you quench it and it becomes hard. With copper and silver, for example, it's the opposite. And brass as well. So you heat it to a sort of, high temperature, and then you quench it in water, and then it becomes malleable and workable. I've still got my marks there, which I can just see. And the other thing I wanted to point out, I'm so disorganized, it's extraordinary. Oh, here we go. Right, so this is a piece of the same steel that I used to make the blade. So I'm going to originally form it around this. Obviously I don't want to damage the actual blade. So that's going to go in the vise, and then I'm going to bend it around this piece. Well, here is the Habaki after quite a bit of work. In fact, quite a lot more work than the last bit you saw me do in this video. I have thinned down the copper quite a bit so they would fit more snugly in the scabbard, and I've also profiled it for the same reason. I've also put it through a tumble polisher with some steel shot, which has given it what I think is a lovely vintage feel to it. I didn't want some bright shiny copper. Anyway, I hope you like it. There's still a lot of work to be done, and the next stage will be to make the tsuba, and I hope you'll join me for that. Thanks so much for watching.